Two parts. First of all, who do you have starting tonight in the inner squad?
Let's see. Tonight we have Malone and Eshelman.
And Wojciechowski pitched live BP yesterday. How's he looking to you so far?
So Wojo threw 4 innings yesterday. Thought he got better as the outing went on. I thought he was a little rusty early, but got sharper as his appearance continued. So that was good to see. Ended well. Felt good after. Haven't checked on him today yet, but I thought he felt like it was positive at the end of his outing. First inning was a little bit rough, but then it went better from there.
Rich Dubroff.
Brandon, we talked to both Mountcastle and Rutschman a little while ago. How close do you think they are to being big leaguers?
Well, this is Adley Rutschman's first full year, so and he's not even getting it. So that's going to be, we lost some development time with him. So I'm not going to speculate on when he's going to make his major league debut or when that's going to be. Mountcastle, I thought Ryan had a good year in AAA last year. I thought he put himself on the map to compete for a job this year. I think he's close. I think he just still needs some reps defensively. We've moved him around quite a bit. Try to get him comfortable in left field. He looks a lot better. I like the work that he's been putting out there, and done a nice job. And so I think he's close.
John Mioli.
How's it going, Brandon?
Good going.
Just to dovetail off that, I guess, given the outfield situation that you guys have found yourself in, I mean, how tempting is it when you have someone like Mountcastle who's so close to pull the trigger on that and make that happen? Do you have to kind of hold yourself back, or how do you kind of view his candidacy for that?
Well, I think that he wasn't one of the original players that we brought in here. I think that he's going to go to a Bowie and get some more work in and be ready for us sometime this summer.
Dan Connolly.
And do you have any more update on Richie and the situation and casting and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so Richie and Ty Blach, they're both having surgery on Wednesday. So Richie on his right wrist on Wednesday, Ty Blach's having Tommy John surgery on Wednesday.
Mark Viviano.
Can I just follow up on that? How tough is that, Brandon? For you dealing with both of them, I know you kind of had a relationship, especially with Richie.
Yeah, it's. I actually just talked to Ty, and it's awful for both of them. I feel really badly. Ty put himself. Start with Ty. Ty put himself in a really nice position to. He worked he worked really hard these last 3 months. And he's never been on the DL before or IL, never been on the IL before in his career. And to just feel something wrong in the second inning of an inner squad, and it turns out to be Tommy John surgery, that's your heart goes out to him because of the work that he's put in. And he's a great guy, and his makeup is fantastic, and he's an ultra team guy. So that's sad to not, that he's going to have surgery. And with Richie's case, same, really similar in that the work that he's put in, you wanted to see that pay off. I love the swing adjustments he was making. I just like the way Richie plays. He plays with energy. He comes to play every day. He's an ultra pro, and it's going to be tough not to have him here. So we're hoping that he's still really young in his career. Hope the surgery goes well and bounces back, and I'm sure he will.
Is there a timetable with Richie as far as weeks? I mean, obviously it's going to go through these 2 months, I assume.
Yeah, it's 2 to 3 months, and anything can happen,
Thank you.
Mark Viviano.
Hey, Brandon. Among the many oddities you're dealing with, you mentioned a guy like Mountcastle, any young guy who's going to be working out in Bowie, who might be on the brink of making your club at some point. How hard is that to evaluate them when they're not playing games? And how challenging is that for you and Michael Elias in terms of that whole process?
Very challenging. not going to be easy to evaluate guys while they're in Bowie. I think that we're going to do the best we can to do a lot of game simulation. We'll have a fairly big roster there that will be playing games and inter squads constantly. We'll have a full coaching staff and everything up and running from that standpoint to get the guys the work that they need. But yeah, to not play against other teams is not ideal, and we're going to do the best we can to simulate that as well as we possibly can.
Fair to say too that these guys know that, and these are going to be some intense inter squad games for some guys, more important than they probably ever played before.
Well, I just think this is a strange year in so many ways, and so I think that everybody's aware that anything can happen on a day-to-day basis. We're having an expanded roster. We're getting tested every other day. Like, anything can happen wherever we are throughout this point of the season. So just be ready.
Sean Stepner.
Yeah, Brandon, I know it's only been a few days, but so far, how comfortable does Adley Rutschman look?
Oh, Adley's a pro. He looks great. Looks great. Swinging the bat really well. He's catching some major league pitching here the last couple days, and does it easy. So he's done a nice job of also putting a lot of work and time in these past few months. He sends videos to Cuz and some other guys constantly about the drills he's been doing. And he came in and he's here in shape and ready to go. So it's been fun watching the last couple games.
Joe Trezza.
Brandon, when is that secondary camp going to open, and are those prospects going to be sent there immediately, or are they going to hang around with you guys a little bit?
I think we're hoping that secondary camp's going to be open this week.
Steve Molesky.
Hey, Brandon, what did you like about LeBlanc's outing Saturday night? And being one of the real veterans in camp with a lot of young pitchers, are you seeing evidence of leadership? Is he doing some things with the younger guys that you like?
So first part of your question, yeah, his outing the other day, 5 innings. Seen him do it before, where he's really able to locate his fastball to both sides of the plate. He's got a cutter that he can backdoor against right-handers as well as get in on their hands. And then really the other night, just a really, really good changeup to keep guys off balance and off his fastball and off the cutter. So he's got a great mix of pitches that he's able to use in different locations. He's got plus command of those pitches, and he's able to navigate and really work hitters. So I've seen him do it a lot in his career. That's why he's had a nice career up until this point, just because he's got really good command of his stuff. It's nice to have him around. We're in 2 separate clubhouses, and I'm in the other one, so I don't get to see him all the time. But he's played for a long time. He's a real pro, and I know that he makes it loose too. He makes it light. He's messing with guys all the time, so it's fun to have him around.
Mioli.
Brandon, you've had a front row seat to all this since it started. Who's opened your eyes the most in terms of progress from when you saw him last in person to now?
Well, I was interested in what Cole Stewart was going to look like after seeing that one outing later in camp, and I was really encouraged by the 4 innings, 3 or 4 innings that he threw the other night. So that was pleasantly surprised not surprised, but pleasant. I just didn't know what he was going to look like, to be honest with you. I only saw him throw on the mound once in a game. So to see him out there the other night throw 94, 95 with good stuff, that was fun to watch. I've been impressed with a lot of our guys. We have a lot of guys swinging the bat really well. Nunez has hit a ton of homers already. Pat Vallejo swinging the bat well. Alberto swinging the bat well. Sevi Sevy's come in really good shape. Severino, really good shape, taking really good at bats, and I've been really impressed with Sevy. So those are the guys that kind of stick out.
Dave Ginsburg.
Brandon, you've pretty much announced the first three in the rotation. Are the last two going to go?
I didn't announce it.
Pardon?
I didn't announce that.
Okay, well, we've I guess we have the first two in Cobb and maybe LeBlanc is three. Just tell me, if you could, how the rotation's forming, and will this be something that goes down to the wire, or do you have pretty much something in mind that you're going to test out right up until the 23rd?
Yeah, I announced Means, but right after that, we're still in a little bit. We have a long way to go still. So I am pleased with the candidates that are in our rotation. I think they're throwing the ball well. I just mentioned Cole Stewart. Malone had a nice outing. I'm looking forward to seeing his next start. You know, Cobber, LeBlanc, they've thrown the ball well. So right now it's about keeping people healthy and getting into the season and trying to build them up as much as possible. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we can do that here for the next, 11 days.